Hello everybody, my name is Big Citrus and let's get into it. I think it's time to discuss the general negative reaction that this new season of Apex Legends has been getting. And I know you sitting on the other side of your screen right now might be saying, what negative reaction? For the most part, this new season of Apex has been met with praise and people are still loving the game. Now, this is absolutely true, but I have seen so many negative takes and opinions about everything that is going on in this new season and just with Apex in general, so much so that I decided to make my own video talking about my own opinions with why Apex is getting boring recently, and you guys seem to have a strong reaction to that. Obviously, some of you disagreed and told me to go commit scooter ankle, but for the most part, you guys were rather civil, and you talked about what you liked about this new season and what you didn't. And I'm not trying to sound pretentious or anything, but I decided I would make this quick video ultimately talking about some of the comments that you guys left and ultimately why this game is starting to get a little boring and what Respawn could do to fix it. So, I don't know, maybe this could be forwarded to someone at Respawn and they could watch this video. And you know, maybe for the next season they could let me, you know, test some of the new things out and let me upload some special content on my channel. Anyways, here are some reactions to this new season of Apex. Let's go through them together and see if we can find a common theme. Also, if anyone is curious about this video, the like ratio is actually a nice 95%. 95% of the people who actually left a rating on this liked it instead of disliking it. Out of this group of people, I would say that's actually a decent sizable amount. You know, I wouldn't have to tell you guys what it was, but you know, YouTube. Even though Strorm Point was made for ranked, putting the new map as a first split was a terrible idea. They should have tested the map with pubs. We'll get into reasons why Strorm Point, the new map, has not exactly been a hit with the fans in a second, but I wanted to touch on this point because this is a great point that I didn't see a lot of people bring up. Yeah, Olympus and Kings Canyon are just gone. I love Olympus, I don't really like Kings Canyon, but it would have been nice to have some map variety, but I get it, it's the new map, you know, we gotta play a bunch of it to get used to it, and you know, so Respawn could test, you know, what would people like about it, what people don't. But putting it as the only map first in the split was a bad idea because you're forcing people to play this map that they're not necessarily familiar with mechanics that might need to be tweaked on the first ranked split of this season when we could have easily just had World's Edge. Yeah. No LTMs keeping it fresh. I honestly don't understand how they are wasting the potential of a multi-billion-dollar game. They were smart enough to make it, but dumb enough to let it rot. It's mind-boggling. This is definitely an interesting point because when you think about it, yeah, EA, you know, does control everything about the game at the end of the day, so a lot of the bad decisions that, you know, are made, you could chalk up to them. But you think about it, it was also their idea to make the game in the first place, let it go through with the mechanics that were in place, and a 100% change and innovate the Battle Royale genre and be a smash hit upon release. And they've kept up with the game, honestly, pretty well. There are so many small things that they could do to Apex very easily that would instantly improve it. Who knows what will happen in the end. I 100% agree. You can't really play to relax or have fun. Everyone is either sweating, scared to get hit, or trying to find everyone for 20 minutes. So only get gunned down at all directions all at once. God forbid your teammates leave or AFK. Some matches this season were really fun, others, the majority, were frustrating. What's your opinion on the Prowlers? Well, first of all, you said the P word. We'll get to that in a second. Second of all, yeah, I absolutely agree. And some other people left me a comment about how, oh, you're just complaining that people try to win, that people are actually good at the game, and you just call everyone sweaty. That's not really what it is. I'm talking people literally using ALGS TSM strats in pub matches with Valk ults, and literally, like, there's will be 4 squads left in the final circle playing like it is the sweatiest ranked match of your entire life. I'm talking Gibby bubbles, I'm talking Watson ults, just the sweatiest things you've ever seen in just normal ass pubs. And the map is so fucking goddamn thick that finding anyone feels impossible after you first landed. It's usually you fight one squad and then maybe if you're lucky you'll find someone else before the last circle. Even at the lower ranks you see people trying this hard. People don't run around and really try and get 20 bombs anymore. And don't even get me started on people literally badge boosting. First of all, let me just say badges are completely irrelevant and don't necessarily show off a player's skill. And second of all, you have to be so fucking cringe to actually be doing that. My god. A lot of first alls and second alls this videos. Anyways, back to the P word. Okay, so yeah, the Prowlers. Look, I don't hate them as much as everyone else does. but you guys certainly do. It seems like the general reaction from the pros and even the casual players saying that the Prowlers need to be toned down. They just need to do less damage, be less egregious, and, you know, maybe just be less. Like, there should literally just be less of them. I mean, I could definitely agree and see their points with the Prowlers. Like, I like the spiders because you can choose to fight them, and don't get me wrong, I think the Prowlers are a nice mechanic and give you something else to worry about on the map that, you know, they're not horrible, but man, when you're in a final circle and a Prowler is literally revealing your position to the enemy, it's so fucking annoying. There are a lot of ways that could tone it down. In my last video, I mentioned that most of the bronze little baby casual players, which, you know, I love you, we all love you, don't worry, I'm not making fun of you, went to go basically only play arenas for the rest of their life. This person said, for the comment about bronze peeps playing arenas, there's a huge reason. Arenas feels fairer to 5,000 kill wraiths that haunt the bronze and silver lobbies. Season 9, I had no difficulty climbing up to gold 2, but now I spend half the split getting out of silver because of all the smurfs and hackers, so I prefer arenas that way. I totally get what they're saying. It feels like in arenas you have a lot more of a fair shot in a 3v3 situation with less random RNG involved. And yeah, there are a lot of people who literally will just, honest to God, never get out of bronze, and they will stay in low ranks because it's easier for them to get kills, and they know they cannot survive at the higher ranks, so they purposefully stay in bronze and other elos. If you want to roll the more casual players, when a good majority of them probably went to arenas, we bullied them off, we should feel bad. Adding more teams and better loot outside of points of interest on the map would help. Also, they should make a mode where it's Battle Royale, but you need to finish objectives or collect keys to access the final ring or something. This would keep people moving around and promote more engagements. This is a big thing that a lot of you guys touched upon, and a lot of you were basically saying there's no LTMs, we haven't gotten anything necessarily new, and on this map there's a lot of new LTMs that they could add that would actually be insanely nice. Absolutely agree. I think Storm Point, since it's a bigger map, it should have more people than 60 on it. Like, why are we still limiting ourselves to 60? I know it probably has to do with EA's refusal to fucking upgrade the Apex servers, but on this huge map, wouldn't it make sense to have a few more squads involved? Also, yeah, it feels like finding loot sometimes when you're dropping in or you're having to run away from a fight because you literally have no other choice feels pretty impossible. Are you starting to see a common theme here? Everyone is kind of having to play the game a certain way to get enjoyment out of it. Everyone wants to be like their favorite streamer and upload their highlights to TikTok and, you know, post their stats and post their win rate. So everyone's having to play a certain way, and the game is no longer being designed around being a battle royale, really. It feels like you have to play like you're literally an ALGS. Two reasons I don't play / enjoy Apex as much as I used to. Number one, lack of content, no new LTM, shitty skins, very spread apart updates. And number two, randoms. Oh god, the randoms. It feels like if you have a decent MMR stat, sometimes you'll be put with people who are way worse than you, and the game kind of expects you to carry them. This is something that a lot of game developers borrowed from the Overwatch MMR system, which, might I add, is dog shit, and they need to reset the MMR and SSR in Overwatch. Like, oh, I'm gonna freak out thinking about it. Okay, anyways. Honestly, skins do not affect the quality of the game for me, but they've gone downhill a little bit. But hey, the new event looks nice with the skins, honestly. As of late, Apex has been super boring. It's been so slow and boring. I love Storm Point because it's such a pretty map, but it's so big and it's hard to find people, and everyone is just sitting in a building and not constantly moving. I fell in love with the movement and fast-paced style of the game, but now it's not as fun. That's honestly a great point. This game started as a fast-paced game that had important elements about positioning and everything like that, but one thing that people need to understand is that, yes, people are very good at this game. Everyone in this game is usually pretty decent, so you really need to be putting in your all the time, but it's more about the style of play that kind of is deriving away from how Apex started. I think some of the characters that have been added definitely have a part in that. There is a slew of comments that you could go and read on this video, and people kind of pouring out their heart and soul, talking about everything about why they're really not enjoying this game as much as they used to. I make this very clear if there is anyone who actually works at Respawn or EA watching this, which I guarantee you there is no one. I still love Apex. I only am critiquing it so hard because I know it has the potential to be the absolute best game in all times. Yep, that's what I meant to say. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. And I just wanted to read some general fan reactions and kind of do a quicker style video. If you guys like me kind of reading some fan reactions, genuinely let me know. I might turn this into a series. I kind of make a video, give my opinions, see if you guys agree or disagree, and kind of respond to that in another video. If you guys like the style of video, let me know. And if you're interested in keeping up with future videos and streams, join the community Discord, follow the Instagram and the Twitter in the description below, and hopefully Apex gets better. Okay, bye, have a damn good one. I don't know what was going on with the outro of that. Okay, but seriously, have a damn good one. I'll be upset if you don't.